let's compare to the best flashlight smartwatch that you can currently get. And this is essentially what they look side by side. By the way, I have full detailed review on each of these watches on my channel if you want to see the full review of each. In this video, we'll simply look at the difference and see which basically is better and basically which functions on which watch is actually the best essentially. So first, when it comes to the build quality, definitely you see this actually looks mega premium. So the whole body is actually made from metal, only the backplate is plastic for more comfort. Also we have fully metal buttons over here, and generally this watch looks absolutely insane. So this it looks like $300 or $400 watch, so it's that good. So this watch also actually looks really decent. So also a really nice modern design, and on the wrist again it looks really good as well. So yeah, both actually look really decent, but the difference is when it comes to build quality, this actually has got plastic body over here. So by the way, the top plate is still metal, and also the buttons are also metal, just the body isn't like fully metal like on this one. So when it comes to weight, this also is slightly more chunkier essentially. Also I see maybe like 1% like larger screen maybe on this one. So if you put them side by side, again the screen quality overall is pretty much the same brightness, and again almost looks the same really when it comes to the screen essentially. When it comes to the price, there is actually difference between these watches. So this obviously is more advanced watch and it costs more. Personally for this one I paid a bit under $30, so you can currently get it for like 26. So I'll leave special links on AliExpress where you can get them for the cheapest price essentially. At the moment I even see this can be purchased for $24 using the special link. I do not know how long that offer will last, but again simply check if it's still valid. But again, expect to pay right around $30 or even a tiny bit less for this watch. For this one personally I paid like $18, so like 18 versus maybe like 28, so like $10 difference. So yeah, even though this is still like almost 2 times more expensive, still it's only again like only $10, so again not much. So again, basically check the special links in the description, so that will lead you to the cheapest place where you can get these watches, and also I'll include some extra coupons that you can use to bring the price down. And on all of these watches you can also choose basically like slightly different like straps. Also we can get metal straps, and this one we can also get like in black versions, also fully black version instead of the silver one, if you basically check those listings. However, this watch actually is more powerful than this watch. First, this watch actually has got internal GPS. So if I press this, see I actually have GPS exercise such as walking, running, cycling and stuff like that. And again we have pretty much the same like amount of different exercise on this watch as on this one. By the way, both these watches run on the same like OS system, but again this has been improved to basically run more features basically. So when it comes to the features, really this watch also has got integrated ChatGPT, whereas this one actually doesn't have that. And both these watches also have flashlight. When it comes to the brightness, this is definitely brighter, and also the spread is more wide, whereas this one it can reach further and the brightness still is like excellent, one of the best basically flashlight watches. So that's why I'm actually comparing, because like on this channel I have like maybe like 15 different of these smartwatches with flashlights, and out of all of them these two are the best. So when it comes to the flashlight, the biggest advantage of this one is you can actually turn on the flashlight using the button, and it's very good. On this one we actually have to go in the settings, and again it's not as practical essentially turn on. So, and I prefer the flashlight on this watch essentially over this one, even though the brightness is like brighter on this one. And let's compare the flashlight brightness on both these watches. So first I will take this, basically the shiny silver one. And as you see, the brightness is extremely impressive. So definitely absolutely awesome brightness on this watch, and illuminates everything very well. Next, let's switch to the other watch. So with these 3 LEDs. And as you see, the brightness on this definitely is like 2 times brighter, maybe even more. Also you see it's more spread out and it pretty much covers basically the whole wall. Again, let's quickly switch back to this, the like silver one. So again, as you see, this is more concentrated and it doesn't cover as large area. So again, overall, I think the brightness maybe like 2 times less basically. So again, with these 3 LED lights, as you see, it covers, yeah, it even looks maybe even more than 2 times brighter. And when it comes to the runtime of the flashlights on this one, we get roughly 5 hours basically on the maximum mode, so I have tested this. And also on this one, as you see, you can very easily adjust the brightness just as you need, and it actually remembers these settings. So I imagine if you were to put it like this, maybe on one of the lowest settings, it could reach maybe like 20 hours, something like that. So definitely the runtime is better than on this watch. So on this one, on the highest brightness, like 2.5 hours, maybe a bit less, but again, it's obviously more brighter, so it consumes more battery life. So again, this has got better functions for the flashlight, also reaches further, but again, it's less bright, but at the same time also lasts longer due to being less bright. On this one, basically, so we have 2 modes. On the slow mode, I have tested it lasts almost 10 hours. So yeah, basically, so still the runtime, if you actually put on this, is very good, and you can still use this very well on this slow mode, so still very good, decent. And then let's actually talk about the sensors and what both of these watches can actually do when it comes to tracking stuff. So first, this actually has got GPS, whereas this one actually relies on your phone's internal GPS essentially, so you have to have your phone in range. By the way, the GPS lock time actually is very, very fast on this watch. Obviously, you need to basically, yeah, be outside for it to lock on, so yeah, so it probably won't lock on at the moment. But again, the GPS, basically if you are outside in good area, essentially, it can lock on essentially in maybe like 10 seconds essentially. So it's actually fairly fast, yeah, basically. So when it comes to the system, so, okay, as you see, it actually looks a tiny bit different. So yeah, definitely this actually has got real GPS, and I have verified, so, and it actually works like fairly decent. So I was actually quite surprised that we actually get GPS in such price watch essentially. When it comes to those heart rate sensors, however, also I find that sensor is actually better on this one, but still the like heart rate sensors and stuff like that still aren't like flagship level. So if you compare maybe to like Samsung or like, for example, like Apple Watches, and again, these are nowhere as good, so really you shouldn't really pay huge attention to the heart rate values. For this watch, for example, you actually have to have it very tight on. So if you actually do not have it very tight on, maybe it like jerks around a bit. So the heart rate sensor also, I find, sometimes like gives some weird values basically. So unless you actually put it very hard, it's not even really good. So yeah, as you see, it kind of reads my date, but again, it has to be kind of very stiff. Whereas heart rate sensor on this one, I find it's pretty much like almost useless really. So again, when you purchase these Chinese watch, really do not expect the heart rate sensor to be good and the same level as like $300 or $400 Apple Watch or Samsung. So on this one, the heart rate, I would probably ignore it. So it's not good. So I would say straight away. Yeah, on this one again, maybe again if you put it on very tightly, it will show you heart rate, but again, do not trust it that much. So it might be not the best quality again when you compare to like actual flagship, yeah, things over here. So then also, for example, the step counter also is actually different. So I was actually surprised why it's actually different, since these watches obviously run pretty much the same software. So appears this like the sensors actually are slightly better in this watch inside. For example, the like heart rate, the step count is pretty much identical to my Samsung Galaxy watch. So from what I have basically observed so far. So after testing this for a few days, essentially I'm wearing them on the same wrist essentially. So it's actually very good. On this one, the step counter essentially undercodes by maybe like 20% essentially. So again, if you simply wear this watch, then again, simply look at your number and maybe add extra 20%, and that will be your actual like step count you have done throughout the day. But again, the step counter on this one, I was actually very surprised at just how like decent and good it is, so compared to like high-end devices. So the other stuff also, so what we have on these, so for example sleep tracking and this like SpO2, I'm not sure how accurate it is. I do not care about this stuff essentially, so I won't be able to comment. Also test tracking, I have no idea, so it says it has that, so you see both these watches has it. Also, when it comes to the user experience, I find the like UI also is slightly better on this watch, because we actually have like plenty buttons. So first we can obviously turn on the flashlight with this button, and also for example we can launch our apps basically using this button. For example, on this watch, however, we actually can't even launch our apps basically with any button, so we have to go over here and click this thing over here to launch the apps essentially. So again, when it comes to the buttons and like user experience, this actually is better. This watch also has this chat GPT, so let me actually pull it up. Okay, so yeah, basically we can ask it some questions, yeah, and to understand. You can basically check my video on this watch if you want to see how the like ChatGPT performs. So I basically have like a couple of minutes of usage in that video of the assistant over there. So what else when it comes to difference really? So again, this has got ChatGPT, GPS, better step counter, brighter flashlight, but it's more spread out, whereas this one reaches further. So again, outside I actually prefer this one because I can see further with this one. Again, brightness is better, and usability wise, again, the flashlight is, yeah. So the like build quality, definitely this feels like total bling watch essentially. So, and yeah, it feels mega premium. So again, this is even cheaper watch and it feels more premium due to it being built from all metal. And again, the silver version, again, it looks absolutely amazing. This one, I still really like the design of this watch, but again, if you want to wear maybe with a suit, this watch, if you also get like a metal strap on this one, this obviously looks like super high-end, whereas this one looks like a regular sports GPS watch essentially. Still looks very good, but again, for formal wear, this obviously destroys this one. And again, the overall feel, again, yeah, this looks more premium essentially. And which watch should you actually get? Well, it's pretty much impossible to actually answer this, because even myself, I actually can't decide on which watch to wear on which day, because I absolutely love both of these watches. So still, yeah, do not ask me this stuff, because yeah, I myself actually can't decide which is the best, because I absolutely love the build quality of this one. So the usability wise, the nice buttons and how it feels, it looks like so premium. So I absolutely love this watch. But this one, again, I can easily like use it, basically the GPS without having my phone. Also step counter obviously is much better on this watch than on this one. So again, usability wise, even brighter flashlight on this watch. So really, yeah, so both have their strengths, and yeah, overall, out of all these cheaper Chinese watches with flashlights, these again are my two favorite ones. And again, I can't really decide which is the best, because both are like super good. Also, I feel the speaker also is slightly like louder basically on this watch, so more quality speaker, but still the speaker is very decent. When you call, you can very clearly understand everyone, and yeah, it's a very good speaker still. Maybe again like 10% better speaker on this one, but again still very good. So again, really, yeah, I would even maybe get both these watches again. It's actually like very hard to choose which is best, because both are absolutely amazing watch. And yeah, for this price that they cost, it's absolutely ridiculous what kind of value for money we get. And again, basically check the special links in the description that will lead you to the special offers where you can get these for the cheapest price. And again, also check those extra coupons that you can use to bring the price down even further on these. Anyway, good luck.